Oh, oh, jeez. All right, the long-awaited series starts now. We are reviving and upgrading the Scamborghini. This video, we're gonna be installing a hybrid battery pack. This came with freaking lead-acid batteries, and they went completely dead since we got it a couple years ago. We also have a higher power far driver controller we're slapping in this thing. The only thing we're really not upgrading on this thing is the motor itself, but we're gonna be overpowering it, so we might cook it, we might not, and if we do cook the motor, we'll just get a new, better one anyway. Anyway, that's to come in this video. We're juicing this thing up. I'll get it washed up and back to its original glory. Stay tuned. All right, well, since the last time you guys saw this thing, we actually made some important discoveries. Lord Kurt did. If you want to just show them what we found, go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess as the years go by, you get wiser. So initially we were suspicious. There was I guess before I cracked this open, there were two batteries, 12 volts each, 24 volts total, sitting in the back. And we knew that they was running on 60 volts, so there had to be more. Technically, there should have been 5. We didn't know where they were. So I started looking around and I thought, well, there's a nice battery box under the seat. Turns out it is a battery box, and there's just 2 latches. The seats tip right back, exposing the last 3 lead-acid batteries.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of weight, a lot of bulk. It makes me feel like I'm not doing enough justice by the size of the lithium ion. It's like so much smaller, but it's got more current and more voltage, so and also more capacity. So it'll be a great upgrade. It does come with a warranty certificate.
Yeah, there you go.
If you translate the Chinese, you could call them up and get something replaced.
Ooh, yeah.
Half a mind just to see what they send out.
Right. Try to honor the warranty.
So this is the biggest thing, which is great because you can stay right here. I'll bring the battery out. So here's what's replacing all 5 of those. It's out of the Ford Motor Company. It's apparently from a hybrid vehicle. It's like 88 volts nominal, I believe, 100 volts fully charged. It doesn't show voltage, but I could do the math on it. I think it's like 24 cells total. We're pairing that with this far driver ND84 530, which is 530 phase amps. I think it was rated at like 200 amps from the battery, maybe 200 to 300, somewhere in there. So way more than the motor can take, but the motor actually was probably the beefiest thing on this originally, so we can cook it a little bit compared to what it was being given. It was only being given 1200 watts.
Yeah. Real low power.
Which is such a small amount.
And we got like 17 miles per hour. Just as a base, if you guys don't remember, we got like 17 miles per hour top speed on this thing.
So this is 3.3 kilowatt hours, which is respectable. If you're using it as a comparison for an electric motorcycle, that's about the same size as the smallest like zero dirt bike, like crossover zero motorcycle battery that they put in. But this will replace all 5 of those with more capacity and more voltage and more current ability. So it's,
and weight reduction. Just think about that, dude.
No, it's great.
You know how heavy that powertrain is right now?
The fact that you're making a smaller thing fit in something that was designed for a larger. Normally we're used to shoving as much as we can into something. But this was designed for lead acid, which is like 3 times the size. So we'll pull it out and just bolt it straight to the floor. It's already got like bolting holes on it. I put the BMS on it already. It's literally just going to drop in, attach the positive and negative, and then attach the charger port, and that's totally installed. And this is just going to be a matter of repinning whatever's in here now. Yeah, powertrain modifications will probably be like 1 full 8 to 12 hour period.
Yeah,
all put together. Maybe spread over a couple of days. And then it's just a matter of fixing the headliner and that sort of thing.
Definitely the cause. I mean, it's just been sitting out in the elements for almost, I mean, it's been like a year and a half since we actually had this thing for its last video.
Probably longer.
It's been a long time. That's true. With this child being alive, I don't even know if we were filming with this.
Probably even barely in there, I would guess. Yeah, it's been 2 years probably yet.
Vinyl wrap all faded already and everything, and just freaking dust.
So once we get this back seat back off, we'll come back out and film some more so you can see the 2 remaining batteries, the controller setup, and the motor will be visible from that point as well, which you can see it there.
Yeah, you can kind of see it.
It's larger than 1200 watt. It should be able to take probably continuous 2000, peaking at like 7000.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to feed it way more than it can handle. And if it's not fun enough, we could intentionally burn it. Which will then force us to get a bigger one.
That would be fun.
Which is the last remaining component to then have this be whatever craziness you want it to be.
Yeah.
Like we could get
really
one that
juice this thing.
Could have a higher top speed, handle more amps. Like I'm kind of hoping it goes the way of this is cool. Let's see how much we can get. It burns. We have to get a new one.
Exactly. And then we know what it feels like and sounds like and see and looks like, you know, when it does burn. Like what does it actually look like? That'd be cool. Enough talk, not enough action. Let's get to work on this. Kurt's just gonna be swapping some stuff out. I'm doing currently some go-kart body work right now. So he'll be doing this, I'll be doing that. And yeah, I can't wait to see what you can come up with, Lord Kurt. Let's get this thing ripped apart. All right, it's already looking a lot better, dude. Just one pressure wash really, like, dang, freaking brought it back to life. I guess just send it and we'll just see what happens. Doubting my welding skills with a 110-volt welder. This door has held on here for years after rust and all of the elements. 2 years. Yeah. How many times has it been opened in 2 years? Okay. Oh, hi. You can see this. There's definitely a different color. Oh, yeah. In the sunlight, it's much more obvious. It's closer to silver than gold. Yeah. Whoa! All right, you guys, well, the Scamberghini is finally back to its original glory. Not quite, but it cleaned up a lot better than expected, that's for sure. Right now, we're gonna have Lord Kurt give us all the juicy details, what he did.
First, we started off with battery replacement, controller replacement, and we ordered a new motor, probably twice as powerful as the one that's in it. We haven't replaced it yet because our plan is to see what this one can handle and burn it. Originally, you guys, if you watched the original videos, remember it came with lead acid batteries. We found 2 of them in the back. We found the additional 3 in the battery compartment in the front. So there was 60-volt system originally. Each one of those is 50 pounds. I weighed them today. So it's 250 pounds of battery, which is crazy. This new one here is only 40 pounds, same amount of capacity, higher voltage, and 1/5, 1/6 the weight of the original, like 1/6 the original weight. So that's pretty cool. I upgraded the discharge lines to 2 gauge so we can handle a bunch of power. Put in a new far driver controller. It's 84 volt nominal, which this is an 88 volt system, and then 530 phase amps. This thing puts out a lot of power. So this thing can put out 30,000 watts. The new motor is right here, about twice the weight of the old one that's on there. That one's rated at 1200 watts. This one's rated at 1800 watts, but that's a little bit of a misleading number in this case because it's a 48 volt and we're going to crank it to like 180% of that value, which is safe to do for the most part, but it allows us to have a higher amps, a higher winding, so we'll get a better top speed is the main improvement. Some better acceleration probably, but it actually accelerates pretty well with what's on there now. Yeah, absolutely. Just throw some amps at it and it does a decent job. And you can see while he's down there, size difference, especially the size difference of the phase wires. That's lined up right there and you can see it's an extra 50% motor. When we do kill it today, we can just unbolt 5 things, throw it out, throw it in, ready to go. It's all the same connectors, everything's ready to go. Yeah, as far as that goes, I mean, we figured we'd just try to fry the original motor. If you guys don't, you know, if we haven't said it before, that was the whole goal, just to see kind of what it could handle. You guys remember how wimpy it was right when we got it? It was just so slow. That's one thing I've never known is how much, you know, it just seems like a no-no to overjuice a motor to any degree, but we're doubling the voltage and, you know, just sending it. We haven't cooked one all the way yet. The cool thing about Far Driver, the app lets you get a real-time readout of the motor RPM, the watts that you're running. We can actually feel out what the limits of this motor are, and if we figure out what the limits of it actually are, then you can kind of predict like how safe is it to run something higher than it's rated just in the future. We'll find the limits.
What the freak? No way.
Kind of took off.
That is insanity.
Took off pretty good, huh?
Wow.
I wasn't floored, but
Yeah.
it handled it really well.
Yeah.
And that was probably...
That's so much louder than it was too before.
It was like 10 to 20 horsepower probably, is what, you know, so that's a lot of power for a 1200 watt motor.
Well, if you want to give us a little launch, I'm sure we'd love that.
Let's see what it does.
What the freak? That thing is so loud. Sheesh. Oh! What the freak? This is just on the stock motor too.
Yeah, this
oh
motor's
my
not
gosh. What the freak? Jump in, Lurker. Jump on in. Dude, I can't even imagine what it's gonna be like with the actual motor in here. The seat's 5.
Yeah, we have proven that.
All right. First ride in the Scamberghini. We're gonna go on a straighter shot and then
See what it can
give it
do.
some real juice. Yeah.
All right, I love that.
All right, ready? I guess we'll just go for a top speed run.
Here? Did that happen on its own?
I kind of let off.
Okay.
Yeah. But it felt like it wasn't going any faster.
Yeah, so that was the gap that I heard. That was the gap.
Oh,
I mean, if
see.
we cook it, we cook it.
Yeah, it's true.
We can push it home if we have to. It's not heavy.
You want me to
Turn it around and give it some. Let's see what happens.
give it some real juice?
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Is it weird that I'm a little bit scared to do this?
The only thing that can possibly break is the motor.
Right.
And then that might like cause it to aggressively slow down or who knows what, but motors fry all the time.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna max it out, all right? Full throttle!
That's not full, is it?
It is.
Oh, 30.
That is so aggressive. Oh my gosh.
So I think the auto learn is possibly a little bad on it too.
We got turn signals though. We're like a legit car right now.
We'll go up to there. I didn't have my app out so I could see what the like watts and stuff is that it's pulling.
Okay.
I meant to check that. So we're pulling 10,000 watts was the peak. And it's at 5,000 RPM, which it's rated at way less than that.
I know.
So the motor is just like failing because of its mechanical limits. So we just pulled 13,000 watts was the peak.
Wow.
And I don't know what the current was, but give it some, we'll see what the current is. So it's shot to 200 amps.
Right when you let off the gas, it does that. It bites really hard.
So we could do one thing.
Freaking cat, dude.
If we go back to your house, I can pull the motor off and I can auto learn with it detached from the differential.
Oh, okay.
And it will probably learn itself better, which might give it a little more ability. But we're just hitting the mechanical limits. I mean, that is well over what it's rated to. It's only rated for like 2,500 RPM or something, and that was just 4,000.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
And 13,000 watts? This is a 1,200 watt motor,
Yeah,
right?
so it's supposed to peak at 3,000 watts.
Gotcha.
We quadrupled almost, because it was over 13. I don't know what it was. Give it some beans. 16,000 watts.
I'm maxed out still.
That was 16. Well, it's peaked out now. The RPMs are maxed.
Yeah.
So we're able to quadruple, or actually in that case it was 5 times the rated power.
That's crazy, dude. Coming through, man.
We don't need to burn it gratuitously.
Yeah, right.
We know that it was hitting its limits.
Yeah, so. Dude, well, I'm satisfied with that first run. I guess let's just get that new motor slapped in. See what it'll actually do. I don't feel like we need to actually burn this motor. Doesn't matter, I guess, right?
No, we can have backup if we need to.
Yeah, perfect.
Use it for something
let's
else.
swap the new one in, dude.
All right, let's do it.
Oh, jeez!
It smells hot.
Oh, jeez! Yeah, it smells like smoke.
It's angry.
Wow. Oh. Okay.
It's hot.
I'm sure.
You haven't.
Oh,
My bad.
that's all good, dude. With great power comes great responsibility.
Trying to get this ratchet strap to cinch down so I can auto learn without installing it. I'm gonna go to auto learn. Okay, for good measure, I'm gonna do a third one.
Sounds good. Thank you to everybody for joining the live stream today. That was incredibly fun.
All right, I'm adjusting my mirror. Okay.
All right, first drive, the new motor.
The motor sounds cooler.
Yeah, it does. Oh,
My
that
bad.
was the wheel. You're good, you're good.
Seems to be having some problems. It's so. Oh, the e-brake is on.
Oh, that would do it.
I'm retarded.
Yeah. Jeez. What the freak? No way. No way. No freaking way, dude. It's actually quick now. Jeez. Jeez, dude.
Seems to have an issue with if you give it too much power, it stalls and stutters. Maybe I'll do an auto learn with it hooked up to the wheels.
Jeez. Sheesh. 0 to 60. 3, 2, 1. It's a legit car now. It almost is. How was that?
Pretty good.
This thing is so close to being a real car. Like,
It's pretty
that's
fun.
Freaking crazy.
It's pretty fun. I'd like to do a top speed and see what it ends up being now.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's jump in and
All right,
let's do it.
let's do it.
No, slow down, slow down.
We hit 40. just wanted to hit 40.
The wheels were shaking. Front wheels are probably not nearly tight enough for that kind of speed.
Well, we were able to test it out.
Sheesh, yeah, I know, for sure. Wow. Because that could have gone horribly wrong, horribly fast. Oh yeah. Wow. Just don't flip us, we don't have seatbelts.
I'm not gonna flip us. I've done crazier things than this. You're just not usually in the vehicle with me.
All right. I trust you, man. Oh, shit.
We hit 40 and that's as fast as you want to go in this, as it turns out.
Yeah. Nothing else we took from today, ladies and gentlemen. Infinite Mamu.
Donis move. Donis move.